Remember, are you smarter than a fifth grader?
It's proved that they are smarter than a fifth grader.
Or how about in this case, are you smarter than American?
What?
Well, according to Doge co-chairs Vivek and Elon Musk, yeah, they are.
What the fuck?
Hence, the HB1 visas crank up.
See, now that's some bullshit.
I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. It's not that they're saying that Americans aren't smart enough to work at big tech.
Yeah!
They kind of are.
What kind of shit is that?
And that's what's next. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jazz Berganzo. What's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Friday. Yes, TGIF. Of course, this is, and I will continue to do so, say, post-Christmas edition. Well, if you haven't been paying attention over the last 48 to 72 hours, there's this discussion going on the interwebs, specifically on Elon Musk's X, and that has to do with HB1 visas. Now, if you know what HB1 visas are given to foreign nationals or foreign students to come to America to work specifically at higher paying jobs, i.e. tech jobs. Now, of course, that could have nothing to do with what's going on, but then again, it might. They're receiving backlash right now because there are Americans out there who are kind of a little ticked off to say, hey, you know what? Are you saying that Americans aren't smart enough to work at big tech? To do STEM jobs, to be proficient in those, in those jobs, in those venues? Well, with the HB1 visas getting cranked up the way they are, they're kind of saying, yeah. And that's very insulting. And here we go. This comes out of the Gateway Pundit. Elon Musk and Vivek face backlash from MAGA movement, not only for backing, but offering more visas for foreign-born skilled workers. Tech magnate Elon Musk and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy sparked a heated online debate over the contentious H-1B visa program, putting them at odds with MAGA hardliners who see high-skilled immigration as a threat to American workers. It's not just MAGA, it's the American population in general. The H-1B visa program is a non-immigrant visa that allows U.S. employers to hire foreign workers in specialty occupations requiring specialized knowledge and a bachelor's degree or higher. These occupations include fields like IT, engineering, mathematics, and medicine. As of September 30th, 2019, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, the USCIS, estimated that approximately 583,000 individuals were authorized to work in the United States under the H-1B visa program. Each fiscal year, there is a congressionally mandated cap of 65,000 visas, with an additional 20,000 visas available for individuals holding a master's degree or higher from a U.S. institution, totaling 85,000 new H-1B visas annually. On Christmas Day, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who will soon head President-elect Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, clashed with MAGA movement over a contentious HB1. I'm going to end up saying HB1 visa, but it's H1B visa program and immigration. The controversy erupted over the entrepreneur Mario Nawfal, highlighted a critical shortage of engineering talent in the U.S., setting a skyrocketing demand for AI experts and projected needed 160,000 engineers in the semiconductor industry by 2032. Musk responded with a non-viral post, arguing that the U.S. needs to double the current number of engineers, lamenting a dire shortage of extremely talented and motivated American professionals. Musk, on par, America's need for high school immigrants to professional sports teams, recruiting top players from around the world. Quote, the number of people who are super talented engineers and super motivated in the U.S. is far too low, he said. Think of this as a pro sports team. If you want your team to win a championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be that enables the whole team to win. After facing backlash for his comment, Musk offered a clarification in another post. Quote, maybe this will be a helpful clarification. I'm referring to bringing in a visa via legal immigration the top 0.1% of engineering talent as being essential for America to keep winning, he wrote. Quote, this is like bringing in Jokic or Wemby's of the world to help your whole team, which is mostly Americans, win the NBA. Think of the Americans as a pro sports team that has been winning for a long time and wants to keep winning is their right mental construct. Musk's remarks alone were controversial, but Vivek Ramaswamy took things a step further. In a lengthy post, Ramaswamy argued that the U.S. culture has prioritized mediocrity over excellence for decades, suggesting that Americans lack the ambition is to blame for the talent gap. His words. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over native Americans isn't because of innate American IQ deficiency, lazy, and wrong explanation. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers. And if we're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for far too long, at least since the 90s and likely longer. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or Zach and Slater over Screech by Saved by the Bell or Stefan over Steven Urkel and Family Matters. This will not produce the best engineers. Wow, homie, just went all culture. Pop culture, that is. Fact, I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch TV, shows precisely because they promoted mediocrity, and their kids went on to become wildly successful STEM graduates. More movies like Whiplash, fewer reruns of Friends, more math tutoring, few sleepovers, more weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons, more books, less TV, more creative, less chilling, more extracurricular, less hanging out at the mall. Kind of hard to argue with that. Most normal American parents look skeptically at those kind of parents. Most normal American kids view those kinds of kids with scorn. You grow up aspiring for normalcy. Normalcy is what you will achieve. Now close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s or even now who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Be brutally honest. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. And if we pretend like it does, we'll have our asses handed to us by China. This can be our Sputnik moment. We're awakening from a slumber before, and we can do it again. Trump's election hopefully marks the beginning of a new golden era in America, but not only if our culture fully wakes up. A culture that once again prioritizes achievement over normalcy, excellence over mediocrity, nerdiness over conformity, hard work over laziness. That's the work we have cut out for us. Rather than wallowing in victimhood, we're just wishing or legislating alternative hiring practices into existence. I'm confident we can do it. Well, we go from that to this. These are just some of the people who were posting, and they're a little ticked off at Elon and Vivek for their comments, but here's some of theirs. This coming from Data Racer. Yep, I have these saved because I post them every time someone says H-1B. Disney will suit over it, but it continues to keep happening here in the U.S. Lawsuits claim Disney colluded to replace U.S. workers with immigrants. Pink slips at Disney, but first, training foreign replacements. Yes, before we fire you, we're going to train foreigners to replace you. How nice. This coming from the Quartering. Remember when Disney fired the entire IT staff and not only replaced them with H-1B foreigners, but made them train there first? I thought H-1B were doing jobs that nobody else could. I thought it wasn't about the money. This coming also from the Quartering. So this is Elon Musk just calling the right retarded outright here? Dude, what the F? Look at his reply to this. Speaking of, this came from Autism Capital. So basically the right is split into two factions, tech right and right. The tech right is like, hey, we need H-1B1 visas for people to do the jobs. And the right way was saying, no, you need to hire Americans. And the tech right is like, but you guys are retarded. Elon Musk's comment, that pretty much sums it up. This was eye-opening. Wow. This from the Hodge twins. American colleges have turned our kids dumb and gay and woke, so it makes sense why we would have to bring in some badass immigrants who can do the jobs that Americans can't. Only the best people who love our country should be allowed in, then deport all the criminals. This coming from Autonomous Allied Zone, reposting a comment from Daniel Horowitz of The Blaze. Indian contract companies like Infosystem, HCL, Wipro, Cognizant, and Tata have exploited the H-1B, L1, F1, and optical practicing training visa pipelines to flood Silicon Valley and American tech companies with cheap labor. Their approach not only boxes out American workers, but also treats many Indian recruits as indentured servants. And he has this circle. Over the past few decades, 71% of jobs in Silicon Valley have gone to foreign workers, while 74% of American STEM graduates have failed to secure jobs in those STEM fields. Wow. And finish off with Jack Posobiec. The American people don't view America as a sports team or company. They view it as their home. Those comments were pretty much on the money. I totally understand where Elon and Vivek are coming from, especially Vivek, his comments. America is a country of culture. It's not a producing company. It's not a manufacturing company. It's a consumer company. We consume goods. The reason why over 50% of the goods that are sold here in America are from foreign countries, i.e. China. So when Vivek says we live in a culture that we're no longer occupied with being book smart. We're more occupied with being click smart. How many clicks can I get? Do I have, what content that I can produce on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or X, that's going to get me likes. That's going to, what have you. And instead of parents pushing for their kids to be, book smart, book ready, and then later on, job smart, depending on what elective courses they take throughout high school, and of course, what elective courses they take in college. Hodge twins are right. We're graduating kids who are more worried about being woke, being gay, being knuckleheads, who are happy with a gender studies degree instead of being happy with an IT degree or a political sciences degree or engineering degree. These things. So I see both sides, but I also see Jack Posovic's side as well, is that you need to recruit from within. There are very smart Americans in this country who are incredibly high IQ, who graduated at the tops of their classes, who need to be looked at. So Elon, Vivek, big tech companies in this country, you need to look at them first. But I totally understand why you want the HB1 visas being cranked up, because we have a shortage of Americans who want to do STEM field jobs. And to me, if I had those kind of smarts, I would go back to college and and go for it, But this is where we're at. So we're going to see where this goes, and because the way this story is going right now, it's got legs and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And of course, now that we're approaching January 20th, Trump's inauguration, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with Doge? What's going to happen with, is there going to be enough pushback from Americans and Americans companies to say, hey, you know what? Look at us, versus looking outside of the country. But only time will tell. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss anything. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and we'll see you next time. Peace.